Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to do an unboxing of the One Ring RPG Starter Set by Free League Publishing. And I'll also take a look at the One Ring Game Master Screen, and we'll also take a quick peek at the core rulebook. But I'm mostly going to talk about the Starter Set, which has been kickstarted by Free League very successfully. It's a new edition of the One Ring RPG, which already existed, and has now come out with just the core rulebook, but also a very nice starter set for people new to the game. Before I open up the box, I'd like to take a minute and tell you about my Patreon page, because if you'd like to support what I do, you can check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description below or at the end of this video. And there you can support what I do for as little as $1 a month, and that is greatly, greatly appreciated. You'll get your name in the credits of all of my YouTube videos, plus access to some of my Patreon exclusive videos as well. All right, let's take a look what's in the box. So here it is, the One Ring role-playing game starter set. Just look at that beautiful, beautiful art on the cover there. Really nice. The green ring here looks really cool. The hobbits there going on an adventure. Just dark on the side, says One Ring Starter Set. Just all black. And on the back we have a little bit of a story, and the starter set contains all you need to take your first step into Middle Earth. Has a list of contents there, so let's open it up and take a look. All right, so what do you get in the starter set? There's of course a little games catalog with Free League's stuff. Here is the excellent Alien role-playing game. If you want to see my review on that, check out the video by clicking the I in the corner there. Also has a starter set, which is also great to begin with. It's a great story. Forbidden Lands, the Tales from the Loop, also did a review on that. Also has a starter set. Simba Room, which is a big one, has already a lot of books in that story. Twilight 2000. Vaesen, which is also beautiful. I'm reading the first book right now. It's a Nordic horror role-playing based on folklore. Mutant Year Zero. Coriolis, their sci-fi role-playing game. And Merc Borg. It's not everything. Tales from the Loop also has the Things from the Flood RPG. And, well, there's plenty to discover on their website. So what do we have here? We have these cards with close combat, forward, open, ranged combat, rearward. So this is probably cards to help you with doing things. I don't know. Scout, guide, hunter, and lookout. Roles you can take. Let's take a closer look. Are they all the same? Yeah, there's probably one for each player. So they're double-sided. There can be only one guide. In charge of all decisions concerning route, rest, and supplies. Cool, okay. You've got hunters in charge of finding food in the wild. Lookout, in charge of keeping watch, of course. And a scout. So yeah, okay, so roles you can have as a player. And these things. We'll see what that means after I've read the rules, of course. So I'll put that back in here. All right, so we have 4 of those, one for each player, or are there more of these? Let me just check how many there are. Oh, actually there's 1, 2, there's 6 of these cards in here. We've got some items here. Let me just open that up. So let's see, we've got a great shield with all of the modifiers, items on the card itself. We got a regular shield. We've got a buckler, small shield of course. We've got a helm, gets you 1 die extra protection and its load, its weight basically. Coat of mail, it's heavy but it gets you 4 extra dice. Coat of mail again. The mail shirt, which is lighter. Another mail shirt, a leather corselet, even lighter, less protection. Leather shirt, least protection. We've got a great bow. We've got a regular bow. We've got a mattock. It's an axe. A great axe. A long-hafted axe. A club. Another axe. Got 2 of those. Great spear. Regular spear. Short spear. A long sword. Regular sword. Twice. And a short sword. A cudgel. And a dagger. So there's all kinds of different items, armor and weapons, shields that you can equip with handy cards there. Oh, the dice. Look at those dice. So nice. You've got 6 of these D6s and 2 D10. No, that's not a D10, that's a D12. Which has all of these numbers on it. Is that a 7? That's a 7. 7, 8, 9, 3. So I'm guessing the 1 and the 12 are the Eye of Sauron, I guess. And this dwarven rune. Really nice. Look at all the little details around those numbers. Really cool. Engraved dice with the engravings colored in red. That's really cool. And we have the D6s as well, which have all of these numbers on it. So we have the 1, 2, and 3 outlined, and the 4, 5, and 6 filled in. T for top, I guess. That's interesting. So yeah, really nice looking dice. You get a whole set of that. So 6 D6s and 2 D12s that already come in the game. So you can use these to play. Let's see, we have a nice looking card of Middle-earth map. Wow, look at that. Big giant map. It's not entire Middle-earth. This is like the north. What's it called? What's it called? Eriador. So we have Eriador here. Of course, the mountains and the mines of Moria over there with the door. You can see that there. That's pretty cool. Rohan to the south there. That's pretty cool. So Mirkwood is over there in the east. That's pretty sweet. Really nice material map. Thick paper. And it's in color as well. It's really sweet. That looks amazing. Very, very detailed. All the text on it. Really cool. Hobbiton there in the Shire. The Shire. Bree. All the places you know from The Lord of the Rings, of course. And on the back, this is a close-up of the Shire. It says the Shire, really lovely letters on the top there. Let me show you that. Look at that. You can see that. It says the Shire in the edge there at the top. The North Farthing, East Farthing, West Farthing, and the South Farthing. So cool. That is really nice. Tookland, Tookborough, the Yale. Where's the Vale? Not sure if that's a Y or a V. Look at that. That's really cool. The Old Forest, Old Man Willow. That's really cool. I really love that. That's a lovely, beautifully illustrated and colored map. All right, so you get that as well. Then you get some pre-generated characters, making it easy to start. Let me just take all of that out. So we've got some pre-generated characters here. We got Drogo Baggins with some art as well. Everything already filled in and ticked off there. A Hobbit of the Shire with a backstory on the back and a nice big image as well. Cool. We've got Esmeralda Took. So we're all starting off as hobbits from the Shire. Lubelia Bracegirdle. Cool. Inquisitive and keen-eyed. That's so cool. Paladin Took the Second. So they all have different attributes, different skills. Primula Brandybuck. And players can choose their character and just get started right away. And there's plenty of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 characters. So there's plenty to choose from. Both male and female. Romarek, Brandybuck, Balin, son of Fundin. Oh, so we have a dwarf as well in the party. There you go. And Bilbo Baggins. You can actually play as Bilbo himself. Well, Balin as well. That's pretty cool. So we have all of those characters. And then we have, of course, the books in here. Oh, look at that. The bottom of the box is actually, again, a map of the Shire. How cool is that? That's really nice. That is fantastic. So we get 3 books. We get the rules, the Shire, and the adventures. So, in the adventures book, don't want to spoil too much, but we have the conspiracy of the Red Book, which I will just browse through. So stuff that happens, adventures, small adventures that you can take. Expert treasure hunters. Most excellent fireworks. That's so cool, so nice and thematic. Involuntary postman. To soothe a savage beast. All right. So those are the pre-written stories. We have these adventures here already ready to play. So how many were there? 5? 6? I actually didn't keep count, but that's pretty nice. It's a relatively thick book of a couple of shorter adventures that you can play just to get started, which is, of course, the whole goal of this starter set. Then we have the rules, which is a thinner book, of course, because they made a condensed version of the rules, just all the things you need to get started. You don't need to know all the rules. You don't need to know how to generate your character, because that's already done here. You don't need to know how to make an adventure, because you have some right there. There's some examples, things that happen in the Shire, structure of the game, action resolution, how to take rolls, you know, when to roll. The One Ring dice, oh right, that's the big ones. Degree of success, modifiers, conditions, all right, all right. characteristics, attributes, skills, combat. Here's the skills explained in detail. Some nice art there. Ah, there's Gandalf. Cool. Combat, endurance and hope, valor and wisdom, adventuring. So in just a few pages, the gist of the rules is explained here. And that is enough to get started on an adventure. Now this is a thicker book. This is The Shire. That's a big, it's a brief history of the Shire, indeed. Wow. That's great. That's so much lore, geography. Here's the map again, which is also in the box itself. Oh, every farthing is even explained with the people and the places there. Wow, that's a lot more information than I thought. Look at that. Look at the beautiful art. It's fantastic. South farthing, north farthing, east farthing, the Brandywine River. Very nice. Some more illustrations, another beautiful piece of art. Buckland. So this is the entire Shire, the lore and all the locations, the world in which you're adventuring in this starter set. Fully detailed, explained even the house of Tom Bombadil in this book. Old Man Willow again. So that's a lot of lore. That's pretty cool. This is a great asset for the game master to draw inspiration from. And you know, the rules are just this thin book, so that's great. You can get started pretty quickly. You've got your pre-written adventures, your fantastic map, you've got your item cards, your roll and combat cards, and the dice to get started, and of course the pre-generated characters. So I would say that is an excellent way to get started, and all of that in this starter set. Cool. Let's take a look at the Game Master screen. I just saw that the inside of the cover is already a Game Master screen for you to get started with the starter box. That is so fantastically well done. You can just use this, the cover, as your Game Master screen. You need to put some weight in here, of course, to keep it upright or it'll fall over. But that's really cool. That's a really nice touch by Free League. All right, so this is the One Ring Game Master or Lore Masters screen, which is sold separately, and it also has a Rivendell compendium. So let's open that up and take a closer look. Just carefully remove the shrink wrap. All right. So this is just a leaflet that's on top of it all. Here is the Rivendell leaflet. Let's just read what the screen has to say about that. The Rivendell Compendium contains information about the last homely house, of course, including a map of the valley and a plan of the house itself. Cool. Some of Rivendell's inhabitants are included, including Elrond, who can be used as a new patron. Finally, there are also new rules for how to create high elf player heroes. Oh, that's interesting. So let's take a look at that first. So here we are. Rivendell. A nice drawing of it with some numbers. Elrond's house. We've got stables. And we've got stables there, a sanctuary, smithy, residence there. There's an infirmary. Glorfindel's house. Training grounds over here. The armory, an outbuilding, a restorer's house, bathhouse next to the river there. Nice. And of course, the bridge over the river, the Brunnen. Cool. So it is, of course, the last homely house in the Hidden Valley. There is a map, interior of Elrond's house. Look at all the tables there. That's so cool. Front porch, corridor over here. The Hall of Fire. The Hall of Fire, which is 3. Where's 3? There's 4 here, 5 here. Oh, this is 3, and barely saw the number there. This is the Hall of Fire. The North Vestibule, storage. So cool. Everything is explained in detail there, to the upper floors even. Cool. A great hall for dining. Library. It's Elrond himself. Hall of Elven, who is a healer and a lore master. So, some background on that there. Elladan and Elrohir, Eristor, Glorfindel. All these characters explained here. Nice art. Once again. The High Elves of Rivendell. Their characteristics, their attributes. Sorry. Some names there. So everything you need to create a character and their virtues. So yeah, it's a thin booklet. It's only 12 pages. But it does indeed have exactly what the description says. It has the race of the High Elves explained. It has some characters already in it. It has Elrond, and it has the building explained. So you can use that as a location in the game as well. So that's pretty nice. Now, of course, the screen itself. Let's have a look at the art first. And that is absolutely beautiful. So here's forest there, the light coming through a bit there. Really nice. We've got a human halfling and what seems to be Gandalf on Shadowfax. Pretty cool, facing a horde of orcs. Or maybe goblins. I'm guessing they're orcs. So a very clean bit of art, very dark, black and blue mostly. But yeah, looks really beautiful. Doesn't distract too much from the game. It does give you a nice impression. All right, so let's take a closer look here. We've got special success table, which refers to page 19 of the core book. That is very handy. So what happens there? And I don't know the rules yet. I still need to read the book. But that's a nice handy table right there. Some advantages, conditions, risk levels. Right, that's pretty straightforward. Adversary special damage options. Okay, heavy blow, pierce, seize, and break shield. Complications. So that all has to do with battle, with combat. When to roll. Endurance, fatigue, and weariness. Resting, short and prolonged rest. First aid. Reviving heroes. Sources of injuries. There's a table here as well. It's cold, falling damage, fire, suffocation, and poison. All right. How severe it is. So moderate, severe, and grievous. Yeah, okay. And what happens, what you need to do. Again, wound severity. There's a council structure. If you're having a council, okay, interesting. We've got journey rolls. That's what we saw on the cards in the starter set. So that's what that is. Marching tests, event targets. All right. Perilous areas. Journey events with the D12 die. We've got Sources of Dread. So yeah, I'm wondering here. Okay, so they don't actually use the 1 and the 12. They just have these two symbols, and then it's 1 through 10 plus those two symbols. Okay, that's convenient. You need to remember what that is. This is just bad, and this is good. Sources of Dread, Sources of Shadow, and Misdeeds. So it seems to me that the GM screen has the most important bits explained in tables and short chapter or short paragraphs of text in the GM screen with the page number if you need to look it up. That seems very convenient. And it's a very nice looking screen. All right, that's the screen. I'm gonna just take a quick sneak peek at the rulebook itself. I haven't read it, like I said, but this is the book, The One Ring, Role-Playing in the World of the Lord of the Rings, which is a pretty thick book. Nice hardbound cover with some UV spot on the art there. It's really cool. And some text on the back. Of course, the rhyme of all the different rings that we all know and what is in the book, the second edition of The One Ring, with updated and revised rules, a new visual style, and a focus on the land of Eriador. Cool. All right, so here again is the map of Eriador. So the focus is here, not so much on Mirkwood and Rohan and everything and Mordor. I'm guessing there will be expansions for those. So that's pretty exciting. All right. So here are the chapters, pretty small. So I'll read the chapter title for you. So we have a prologue here about the twilight of the Third Age, adventuring in the Third Age, playing the game, the structure of the game, action resolutions, where you make rolls and have conditions, adventures, how that works, characteristics of your characters, skills, combat, features, endurance and hope, standards of living, war gear, valor and wisdom, cultural virtues, rewards, adventuring phases. There's how the phases work and combat. Fellowship phase, the lore master. So again, most of this can be read by the players, and then starting from here, it's mostly for the lore master, the game master, with tools, lore master characters, the shadow, adversaries, evil men, orcs, trolls, undead, all the monsters you encounter. All right, the world of Eriador, adventuring in Middle-earth, and an appendix. All right. Okay, interesting. Look at the art. I love that art. The prologue. I'm not gonna show you everything yet. This is a general overview of how to play the game. Structure, that's just a few pages, so that's a really quick overview. Here we've got the orcs, or the trolls, I mean, the trolls. It's pretty cool. Action resolution, making rolls. I love all the artwork, the color of the book. It's really cool. It's nice sketches on all of these pages. Here's your character sheet. Also, not too long. Should be easy to learn. Adventures. Characters. Look at that art. Nice. Here's a little hobbit climbing there. Bardings. Dwarves. Elves. Hobbits of the Shire. Men of Bree. Rangers of the North. Cool. You've got different callings, professions, if you will. Starting gear, experience. Here are all the items that we also saw on the cards in the starter kit, which is handy, very useful to have. All right. So nice. All that art. Characteristics, skills, yeah, so yeah. Things you can do, craft, explore, healing, hunting, persuading, stealth, weapon proficiencies, distinctive features. You can be bold or cunning or eager, fair, fierce, generous, stern, secretive, subtle, willful. Cool. All right. Nice. Valor and wisdom. Virtues. So, you know, it looks like they're all relatively short chapters, breaking up the rules in easy to learn portions. Here is the art again from the game screen. Adventuring phases, how that works, okay. Right, so that's all explained. We got some tables here with weapons, armor and shields, wounds that we saw again on the game screen. How to have a council. Journeying to make a map. Look at that. Nice. Ending the journey. Nice dragon. Here again with the journey events, which was also on the game screen. Fellowship phases. Experience points. Right. So far, I'm not seeing anything overly complicated. Not too many tables. Just the ones that I also saw on the game screen. So it seems to me at first glance that the rules aren't too heavy. Even though this is a pretty thick book. There's lots of rules, but they seem pretty doable. Intuitive, maybe. Which is good. I personally don't like role-playing games that are way too complex with too many rules. It needs to be fun. Something that even new players can pick up quickly. Something accessible. So I hope that the One Ring is just that. Evil men. Orcs. Trolls. So nice. Look at all that art. Stone trolls. The undead. Wraiths and wights. Wolves of the wild. We got wargs. Werewolves. We got treasure. I skipped a page there. Alright. We got famous weapons and armor. Legendary items. Cool. The Eye of Mordor. The World. Again with beautiful art. We've got the Shire here. Eriador. Bree. Cool. The Tavern in Bree. This might be the Prancing Pony. Yes, it is. There it is. The shield of the Prancing Pony. Nice. Different characters. The road, the Great East Road to Weathertop and the Lost Bridge. The South Downs, the Barrow Downs. So cool. I love how recognizable this is from the books and even the movies. Troll Shaws, Blue Mountains, Adventuring in the Earth, and finally the appendix of the patrons. So, different characters. Gilran the Fair, Tom Bombadil and Goldberry, landmarks, and yeah, some locations, landmarks, yeah, with a little bit of a map. It's pretty cool. Things you can use, that you can encounter in your stories. Nameless things. Ooh, look at that. The horror of the abyss. Devourer in the deep. The hunter of the pit. That's really cool. Centipede-like, insect-like. Oh, I love this. These are really cool tables. That's pretty cool. Ah, more tables. A rumor about the thing. Where the thing is remembered. Some more characteristics. Attack forms. Fell abilities. Okay, so that's interesting. And a nice index there. Plenty of keywords. And a character sheet. Yeah. Oh, and a map. Here is a sheet to draw your map on. Wow. And look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. So, that was a quick browse through the One Ring 2nd edition role-playing book. But mostly, of course, this was about the starter set, because if you'd like to learn about this game and start this, I would recommend, is the place to start. It has everything you need to get started quickly, the rules that you need to know, pre-made characters, a story, some locations, and you can just get, you even get some dice and some really nice looking maps in here. Everything you need to just jump in and get going. And if you like what's inside this, you'll probably want to pick up the book and maybe even the Game Master Screen. Right, that was that. So that was my unboxing of the One Ring starter set by Free League, as well as a quick sneak peek at the core rulebook, and of course the Game Master Screen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support what I do by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.